All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE Smackdown review for July 19th, 2016. And what a show it was, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, it was pretty entertaining somewhat. The in-ring action was pretty okay. And we're going to go over each draft pick that was made live on SmackDown and talk a little bit about some of the action and close out the show. So,
Before we start in SmackDown, we should probably mention a few things about Raw.
Raw sucked cock. That's all that needs to be said. That fucking World Championship match from last night sucked. This one was 10 times better. It didn't put me to sleep. So.
Yeah, fine, whatever.
And there was a fucking ending, for God's sakes.
Yeah, there was a crock ending that you had to go onto the network just to find out exactly what the hell happened.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and pull up the results here for the show. All right, so first we're going to talk about the overall draft picks for each brand. We're going to start with Raw since they are the so-called number one brand.
That makes you want to vomit.
Show.
That makes you want to vomit.
Exactly, except for a few picks that surprised me. All right, first one is obvious on Raw. That wasn't obvious. That was very, or not surprising. It was Seth Rollins. And I have to say this. I don't know why they picked. Well, I do know why Seth Rollins was picked. But I don't quite understand. Fuck it. I'm just going to go straight to be a spoiler here. Spoil the whole thing. I was going to make the WWE title the last thing to talk about on the show, but fuck it. I'm just going to say it now. I don't understand why Seth Rollins didn't win the fucking championship. Now I owe my dad $10.
Oh, God. Knowing that you're a cheap-ass Jew, you got to pay up.
I'm not a cheap-ass Jew. I'm willing to go ahead and pay for my bet. But the thing is, what shocked me is, why the fuck didn't they make Dean Ambrose just retain the title on Raw? It would have been a hell of a lot better than seeing it again.
They wanted to set up some sort of controversy for the final Raw before the draft in order to hype up SmackDown's live debut or something. In which case, it doesn't matter. You got a good match tonight, so just be happy. Forget Raw. Forget Raw ever existed.
Well, here's the
Raw
thing.
is dead to you.
Here's the thing. Raw will be dead to me if they give the fucking title after a great title defense by Dean Ambrose to a cock-sucking cheater like Roman Reigns.
They will.
My dad's screaming in the background.
Screw you, old man. You don't know nothing.
Shut up, Matthew.
I'm just messing with him. He knows that.
But no,
Yes, I completely agree with you. I can accept Dean Ambrose as champion, getting drafted to SmackDown. It's going to be short-lived because the belt is going to stay on Raw. But what I can accept Seth Rollins winning the belt, being the cocky bastard that he is, because he can back it up. What I don't accept is the possibility of Roman Reigns capturing the belt again after getting suspended because of drug use.
But that's the thing, Matthew. That leaves me to question. They have Seth Rollins in a great match with Dean Ambrose. Both of them performed outstanding in this match. But yet, Seth Rollins didn't win. Why would they have Seth Rollins win at Battleground then if he can't win it fucking on a SmackDown episode where the title's on the line in the first place, and he got what he wanted. He wanted a one-on-one match. So,
ratings to get people to watch.
I'm talking about logic here, Dad. You're not part of the show.
You think Vince McMahon's logical?
No, but who gives a shit what he thinks?
Dude, I explained this earlier today. WWE TV doesn't mean jack shit to Vince.
Well, the bottom line is, no, actually, my dad's saying it's because of ratings, and then he's going to go ahead and make Roman Reigns win the title. And
he wants to give somebody he obviously cares about deeply back the belt for, screwing up everything. I mean, we're in that whole segment about story about him just sick and tired of Roman Reigns. And I know we're on that freaking Roman Reigns hate train that's never going to end, but it has to be mentioned.
It's mentioned on every fucking YouTube channel. So yeah, it's got to be mentioned. There's no doubt about it. Everybody fucking hates this guy, and for this guy to get the damn title back just makes no fucking sense to me. Outside of the fact that Vince McMahon has fucking dementia. He's fucking insane. He likes people that do roids. And why the fuck doesn't he just get rid of the damn wellness policy and fuck it? Who cares if some wrestler kills his whole family, you know? Who fucking gives a shit? I mean, come on. I mean, let's get real here. He's installed this wellness policy so heavily because Chris Benoit killed his fucking family. But in reality, it wasn't the steroids, it was fucking concussion.
I mentioned this earlier. We don't need to go on that. We don't need to go touching that subject. Let's just leave that alone and move on.
No, it's just I'm bringing it up because it's a reason why this wellness policy is so enforced nowadays.
Yeah,
but
it's enforced, but only to a select few who have not joined the Vince McMahon Suck My Cock Club.
Well, which is Roman Reigns on that train of sucking Vince's cock. But we won't get into that because I don't really want to know anything that Vince and Roman Reigns does in their personal time together.
Yes.
So truth of the matter is, it's all in this. Roman Reigns is either winning the title or they're going to do a shocker and Dean Ambrose is retaining the championship. And the WWE title is going to stay on SmackDown, which I think would be fucking awesome.
Well, and I'm glad you mentioned that because let's look at the facts here. Raw currently has the tag team titles, the women's title. They're apparently going to bring back the cruiserweight title. They're going to bring back that title, and they got the U.S. title. SmackDown basically has the WWE title,
the Intercontinental
title, and unless they, reestablish the SmackDown or WWE tag team titles again, not much. Yes, they got some great.
By the way, who drafted Enzo Amore and Colin Cass?
Raw.
Oh, fuck.
They also got the club.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's not go out of order here with the draft picks.
Okay, yeah.
But
I'm just trying to make sure you understand what's going on.
Yeah, I know. Charlotte being drafted to Raw, that was no surprise. I even predicted that my own self on my own. So I was not surprised by this. Not to mention it's the right move to go. Charlotte is the premier women's champion wrestler of this day and age, so that's not shocking at all.
Okay, but what about the shocking thing of Balor getting drafted to Raw?
That was the next pick I was going to talk to you about. Finn Balor going to Raw. This was such fucking bullshit. He is going to go nowhere. He's going to be a mid-card wrestler. It's going to take him years before he can become a main event champion.
That's exactly what I have to agree with you 100%. Yes, depending on who they have when the draft is over, they could possibly give Finn a decent run if they don't have a lot of main event spots. But really, they're not going to jump right on this. It's either going to be Roman Reigns being the top guy, heel or whatever, or it's going to be, Seth Rollins being the top heel or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Finn is just going to be there for an interesting shock value with a demon gimmick and then putting on great matches. But it's going to take him a long run time to finally get a decent shot at the WWE title.
Absolutely.
Maybe he'll win the Rumble. That could be something to look forward to.
So you think that Finn Balor should win the Rumble and then lose or something?
No. I'm just saying it's gonna take a while, take a long while for him to get a decent shot at title. That's why I'm saying maybe he'll win the Rumble next year, and then go on to WrestleMania and maybe win the title. Who knows? Maybe the only way he'll get a decent shot is that he win the Rumble and then have to go to SmackDown and challenge whoever's champion there. Like I said, we don't know exactly what's going to happen until this Sunday, so pretty much it's all still up in the air. They may have to bring back the world title just to save their ass.
Well, no, they're going to bring back the World Heavyweight Championship regardless. Now, what type of title they're going to have is still unknown, but I'm pretty certain the best thing they could do is just bring back the classic WCW World Heavyweight title. That's the reality of it.
Yeah, it's the one that we all know. No, yeah. Okay,
and I think that would look great. But yeah, Finn Balor, I really think that was a really bad move on Vince McMahon's part to put him on Raw. But I mean, it is a compliment in a way by saying that he is a top dog type of guy to put him on the flagship show. But I really think he's gonna get lost in the shuffle in the long run for a while, and he's gonna have to build himself up really for a long while before he can even go anywhere.
I know. I expected them to get drafted, guys from NXT that are pretty much set in stone to get to the main roster. Like, let's see, Hideo Itami. I think he's still injured, so I don't know if that would have worked. But
yeah, he's still injured.
Yeah, but yeah, I knew Finn was going to get drafted to the Raw, so I wasn't surprised. But now, one thing I am kind of disappointed with, because this is basically an empty draft pick by Raw, is Brock Lesnar. Because really, yeah, Brock is on Raw. What to do? He's only going to appear maybe once or twice a year. So what does that make? That doesn't make much of a difference.
I don't know, man. I really think that Brock Lesnar, which is the next pick that they made, I think Brock Lesnar should have been a free agent. I don't think that he should be a guy being involved on one specific brand, because you could have him rival with other wrestlers on Raw and SmackDown for specific pay-per-views that you want him to appear at, which would make it a lot more entertaining and a little bit more unpredictable in who he would face and things of that sort. For example, he's on Raw and Randy Orton's on SmackDown. Why would they have those two face each other at SummerSlam? That didn't make any sense.
By all means, just have another stupid Raw versus SmackDown match. Yeah. In fact, why don't we just bring back bragging rights? God. Yes, the whole Brock Lesnar thing.
They probably will. I won't be surprised if they bring back bragging rights. That won't be shocking at all to me.
Oh, God. But, yeah, Brock is just, like I said, an empty draft pick because it really means nothing. Oh, Stephanie wanted to, intimidate Shane by saying, oh, we have the beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar. Whenever he shows up on Raw, that's when the ratings they're gonna start grabbing ratings.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's basically what she was going for.
I don't know. My personal opinion is simply this. I think that Brock Lesnar as a pick should have never happened. They didn't have The Undertaker picked, which is interesting, but they had Brock Lesnar picked, which might be a sign that the rumors are true that Undertaker is retired.
I'm pretty much identifying with that. It's pretty much obvious Undertaker's going to retire unless they eventually do the whole Taker versus Sting match that we're never going to see.
Yeah, that ain't fucking happening. Sting ain't ever wrestling.
Yeah, I know, so whoop-de-doo. Okay, so yeah. Oh, and here's another thing. John Cena getting drafted to SmackDown. That's probably
1 second, Matt. One second, dude. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's all right. Take care of it. Look at your tweets, whatever you're doing. But go on and keep playing your Pokemon Go or whatever.
I don't play Pokemon. Fuck that shit, man.
Yeah, thank God for that.
That is so fucking stupid they brought that shit back, but this ain't about fucking
No, no,
Pokemon.
no,
This is
no,
about
no, no. It's fine,
SmackDown.
whatever. Yeah, it's even
Alright,
worse.
so
It's even worse than New Day even brought that up. But yeah.
here's the deal here. Um so getting into other draft picks, the New Day, good draft pick by by Raw. So I actually think that was pretty damn awesome and pretty cool.
Yes, and the fact that they also drafted, Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy, that pretty much states that eventually on SummerSlam they're probably going to win the tag team titles.
Yep, which is good. Sami Zayn was drafted to Raw. I think Sami Zayn was a good pick. I think Sami Zayn would have been great on SmackDown as well as Kevin Owens. I wish they would have had them on SmackDown instead of Raw. But, I mean, regardless, having those two together and still be able to continue a storyline with those two will be really awesome and really cool. Definitely might catch my interest in maybe watching Raw regardless of what happens with the WWE title situation.
So before we go on, are you just covering all of the Raw picks and then we'll move on to SmackDown?
No, I'm doing all Raw and then I'm doing all SmackDown picks.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Sasha Banks gets drafted to Raw. No brainer there.
Yes, wherever Charlotte goes, Sasha follows, and that's just going to lead up to her winning the belt at SummerSlam.
Exactly. Chris Jericho, who gives a shit where the fuck he was to go at this point, because fucking Chris Jericho sucks.
It's kind of like Brock Lesnar. It's like an empty draft pick because what is Jericho going to do? I mean, he's pretty much done everything he's possibly can in WWE right now. I mean,
and there's nothing unique about him anymore. He performed very well with Cesaro tonight, which, by the way, was an awesome match. But
yeah,
regardless of all that, he just doesn't have it anymore. The charisma, the characteristics of making himself as a main eventer. But he's a great performer in the ring. There's no doubt about it. But as an entertainer character, he's not all that entertaining anymore. He might as well just have no character at all.
Mm-hmm.
Rusev being drafted to Raw. This was no surprise either. I wasn't shocked by this. The U.S. title has got more prestige in the last year than the fucking IC championship. So that's no brainer why that was on the fucking Raw show instead of SmackDown. Kevin Owens, as I already mentioned, him and Sami Zayn, that's going to be a really good one. Enzo and Big Cass, we already discussed that. Okay, this one I have to stay with for a little bit and have a small discussion with you. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. What the fuck were WWE thinking doing this? Splitting up AJ and Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Why the hell would they do something so stupid?
I was thinking the same thing because, I mean, what are they going to do? I can understand they probably want AJ to be his own man on SmackDown, being the top heel on the show, but without the point of, signing AJ to WWE and signing Luke Gallows and Kurt Anderson to WWE the point was to have the club call them in WWE together as an unstoppable force. And yet here you have them split. Yeah, AJ can be great on his own, no problem anywhere, but
here's the thing. Let me stop you for 1 second. There is a small issue with what they did. The reason why is because they were building a storyline where AJ Styles was trying to push himself away from the rest of the club and be his own man. And then all of a sudden, when John Cena comes back, he joins with the club and they become a faction together. Then you split them up. Why didn't you just stick with what you were doing originally? Just fucking keep them away from each other altogether.
Yeah.
Or have them in a rivalry with John Cena and AJ Styles tag teaming together against the club.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Well, I also understand the point of them, pulling the wool over Cena and everyone's eyes, if I can say that phrase. But, the whole Cena buries all the indie talent to come to WWE. Yes, I can understand that. But it doesn't work when you have the club split up. I mean, what is Anderson and Gallows going to do it? Are they going to immediately dominate and win the tag team titles? No. They're just going to get lost in the shuffle, and they'll probably be like a decent heel team and get a lot of pop. But again, they're not going to do anything.
Yeah, they're not. They're not. They can't. Be quite honest with you, I don't picture either one of these two guys being able to make it as single competitors. We already know Luke Gallows tried doing that on his own in WWE when he was Festus, with the tongue hanging out of his fucking mouth.
Yes. And then they paired him up with. He was so bad they had to pair him up with Punk and change his entire gimmick, which was fine in a way, but it still didn't give him any opportunities. But,
Yeah.
And of course, when he went to New Japan, he got big there because of the club. Yes.
Yeah.
You still have him and Carl Anderson as a tag team, but again, unless they're going to immediately dominate and beat the New Day, I don't see that happening. I mean, maybe several months from now, maybe a year and a half from now, they'll get a push, but right now, no. And it ruins the whole storyline of sorry, but still it ruins the storyline of the club versus Cena. I mean, we're gonna get the 6-man tag team match this Sunday. Then at SummerSlam, we're gonna probably get AJ and Cena in another one-on-one match, this time about the club. But then who's to say that they still will not interfere even though they're on Raw?
Yeah, and here's the other thing. Speaking of that, we were supposed to have AJ Styles versus John Cena one-on-one for SmackDown. That was advertised a month in advance. Then we didn't get that. We got Luke Gallows facing John Cena one-on-one. Can you give me any explanation of why they did that, or you're clueless as much as I am?
No, but I'm going to give you a quick heads up that might be spoilers or might be turnovers to tag teams. You mind telling me? I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Darren Young got drafted to Raw, and Zack Ryder got drafted to SmackDown. Now, depending on how their matches might turn out on Battleground, we might have the U.S. title getting shifted to SmackDown, the IC title jumping to Raw. That's a possibility, but I still don't see that happening. So it might not turn out regardless.
No, that would be fucking badass, to be quite honest with you. 2 underdog guys winning championship belts. I think that would be pretty damn neat. But hey, whatever. My personal opinion is who gives a shit.
Okay,
anyway.
So back to what we were discussing. We were still going on the whole Anderson and Gallows Raw, unless you want to move on to someone else.
Yeah, let's move on because, time is...
You can make an entire rant show based on this.
Yeah, I really think we could. Big Show, who the fuck cares? Why is he even...
Big Show! Oh, I mean, wait, time out. Did you hear about the possibility of Big Show versus Shaq at WrestleMania?
Yes. Let's not talk about that right now, because would be...
I mean, that's the only reference the Big Show has right now. Ooh, we challenged Shaq to WrestleMania. Oh, God.
All right, Nia Jax. She wasn't a surprise. A lot of people thought that she was going to get drafted to somewhere, and so she did. Neville got drafted.
She pretty much finished her shot on NXT. I mean, it would have been even a bigger shock if they drafted Asuka.
Yeah. But Neville, yeah, he's been drafted to Raw, which is no big deal. I think that's pretty okay.
Knowing Neville, he'll probably be the headliner of the Cruiserweight division.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I think he would be it would give him an opportunity to have some sort of star recognition. Cesaro, horrible decision on WWE's part. Cesaro should have been on SmackDown. He'd have a better chance at a world championship shot later on this year. I would see that happening. And
exactly. I would picture him being getting a decent run in the title pictures on SmackDown.
And they didn't give him that. Sheamus was the last pick, and that was no big deal anyway. So
they could have done better. I mean, they could have picked, say, Apollo Crews for the final pick.
That would have been really good. By the way, they haven't fucking made a pick for him yet?
He has not been picked. I have not seen him on the current draft pick so far. I mean, right now, Kalisto has been drafted SmackDown. Doesn't make any sense. You'd be better off on Raw with the Cruiserweights, but whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid. They didn't put Kalisto on Raw for the Cruiserweight division. Anyway, moving on to SmackDown draft picks, and then we'll go ahead and maybe talk a little bit about some of the matches. We already talked about a few of them. John Cena and Luke Gallows, the world title match, and Chris Jericho and Cesaro. The other matches, I don't think were all that big of a deal.
The handicap match between Charlotte and
Sasha Banks.
What they do, the other Divas match that only turned out into an outside brawl. Who cares?
Yeah, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were Kevin Owens was supposed to have a match with Kane. That didn't happen. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens got chokeslammed by Kane, which was kind of idiotic and stupid, but who gives a fuck?
I think there was that challengers versus champions tag team match, in which case Darren Young won by making Miz tap out to the chicken wing.
Yeah, crossface chicken wing. And we had Bray Wyatt beat Xavier Woods in a clean match. So.
Oh, speaking of Bray Wyatt, best pick for SmackDown.
Yeah, that's one of the picks. Dean Ambrose was first pick. That was a no-brainer. Everyone was saying that Seth would be number one for Raw, Dean for number one for SmackDown. AJ Styles. I thought AJ should have been number one pick, to be quite honest with you. Simply because I think SmackDown should be looked at as the Indies wrestling brand instead of with the juggernaut, big names, and all that shit.
Yeah, because now they have Randy Orton and everyone else, and John Cena.
But no, I'll tell you the truth. I'm very happy with that because they could do some great things. I mean, Randy Orton and AJ Styles never happened before. Would be a great match. I think probably better than John Cena's match with AJ Styles. So I think those two would have great chemistry.
Yeah, true.
John Cena drafted, Randy Orton drafted. Those two were very obvious. I didn't think either one of those two wouldn't get drafted to SmackDown, but they could have been drafted to Raw to either one of them. I think Randy Orton most definitely SmackDown. John Cena could have been either or. I was thinking more leaning towards Raw, but they were nice enough to give SmackDown a really good pick with John Cena. So that should be
Let me ask you this. Overall, in his career, which brand do you think Randy Orton mostly thrived on? Being on Raw or being on SmackDown?
I think in his early part of his career, Randy Orton thrived on Raw because that's where he gained the name The Legend Killer and started becoming a big name. And he also became the Viper at that point and developed the punt kick and gave people concussions and really redefined himself on Monday Night Raw. But in his later years of his career, he still had some decent matches and some good moments on SmackDown. And one of his biggest rivalries on SmackDown was with The Undertaker. So I think if it wasn't for The Undertaker and Randy Orton in 2005, I think SmackDown's episodes would have been fucking boring as shit.
Okay. Heads up that the Wyatt family has definitely been split up as Braun Strowman has been drafted to Raw.
What?
Yeah.
This company is fucking stupid! Anyway,
yep. Now that we brought up the Wyatt family, let's talk about the possibilities that Bray Wyatt brings to the picture as he can finally get that title opportunity.
All right, Bray Wyatt is going to be a big. I think possibly Bray Wyatt may become something on his own. maybe getting rid of the whole Wyatt family faction and just having him as a lone wolf, he might actually turn out to be something on SmackDown. That might be the case. I'm not sure, but that's still to be seen.
Lone Wolf, kind of a poor choice considering that they also drafted Baron Corbin.
Yeah, which I'm going to talk to you about in a few moments. Becky Lynch, that was an okay pick. The Miz, they had to make that choice simply because they had no minor champion on their show. Baron Corbin, great pick. I just think that I think him being on SmackDown will help him thrive a lot more. He'll have a better opportunity to get into the main event a lot quicker and help him build a lot quicker as well as a main eventer.
As long they stop doing the Baron Corbin Dolph Ziggler matches.
Yeah, that's another thing. Speaking of Dolph Ziggler, he was drafted to SmackDown, as you all may know if you've watched SmackDown. I think that Dolph Ziggler might actually have a great chance of becoming decent once again. And I'll tell you another person who should be manager to Dolph Ziggler. It shouldn't be Darren Young having Bob Backlund. It should be Dolph Ziggler. I'm sorry. Having Bob Backlund and Dolph Ziggler together would have been fucking hilarious, and it would have made a hell of a lot more sense because Dolph Ziggler is a two-time World Heavyweight Champion. So get the fuck out of here with Darren Young trying to make him great again, because he never was. Anyway, moving on through this draft.
That whole segment is just a cheap plug off from the whole, Donald Trump campaign. They were just making mockeries up or whatever.
Yeah. American Alpha, great pick. As you know them very well.
Oh, I'm just gonna say this now. I could be, whatever you want to say about them, but whenever I watch them on NXT, I can't help but think of.
Yeah, they're a lot like them. They kind of give me a little feel to them like that. They are very much like that. I have to agree with you.
But yeah, they are a great tag team. They're apparently going to wrestle their last match on NXT this tomorrow against the Authors of Pain. Apparently a big, muscle-bound tag team that's popping up lately with being managed by, I keep forgetting his name, but he's basically a legendary manager who managed the LOD.
I don't remember.
But I'm saying, but if you watch it, you hear his name a lot, in which case. And I'll get on to the whole NXT stuff later on as we talk about it.
All right. So Natalya got drafted to SmackDown, big whoop-de-doo, and their last draft pick that was announced live on SmackDown was Alberto Del Rio. Oh my god. Really, they make a Del Rio seem that important. Who the fuck cares about Del Rio? He should have never been on the live draft pick.
I mean, they could have picked anyone. I mean, yes, I know they could have picked other guys from, NXT that are good. I mean, let's see. Of course, they're going to keep Shinsuke Nakamura on NXT and keep Joe on NXT, but there's still a lot of great talent. Like I said, I'm surprised nobody picked Apollo Crews. He would have been a great pick.
Yeah, nobody's picked him up yet. I don't understand this bullshit. Maybe they're going to drop him down to the NXT division again. Who knows? But with all that being said, with all the draft picks that were announced on SmackDown Live, as they're calling it, I think it's kind of stupid that they have to add in live with SmackDown. But
yeah, the only thing I found interesting was during the match between Cena and Gallows, they did the commercials, but you could see in your side corner of the match was still going on. I thought, wow, are they going to start doing this from now on? But that was just a one-time deal.
Yeah, I don't understand what the fuck they did that for. I guess it's because it was Big Johnny boy,
yeah,
having a match.
Cena.
So they wanted to give some special feeling towards it with it being
no!
live.
When you watch John Cena matches, you have to watch every moment of his burial right, of him burying a guy. You can't miss a single moment.
Hey, you know what? I'll take John Cena over Roman Reigns any fucking day of the week.
Yes. At least you can still have the opportunity to say, fuck you, Raw. I'm still going to watch SmackDown. You still get your daily dose of Cena.
Well, anyway, with all this being said, which brand do you think out of the live picks that were taken on SmackDown got the better picks?
Oh, you mean who? What do you mean? You think SmackDown got the good picks or Raw got good?
Yeah, which overall team got the best picks out of all of them on SmackDown as the show went on?
Oh, SmackDown like the show. Okay, I got you now. So I'm still sticking with SmackDown because honestly, Raw got a lot of good picks, but in reality, most of them were predictable, and I'm still pretty edgy, pretty much kind of peeved that they kind of wasted a pick on Lesnar because it means really nothing.
Yeah. My personal opinion, I think SmackDown got the better picks. They got star-studded players on their show. They got good indie wrestlers on the show. They got people that most people enjoy watching. The only thing that Raw got right was they got Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. I think those two guys are big names that people are going to want to still tune in and watch Monday Night Raw for. Roman Reigns, no fucking way in hell nobody gives a shit about Roman Reigns.
Yeah, it's like I said with Lesnar. It's a kind of a wasted pick because nobody cares about Roman Reigns. It's like saying, oh, we picked Roman Reigns, so everyone, make sure you don't watch our show. We do not want you to tune in. Just forget Raw ever existed. And they got great talent. Yada, yada.
Well, here's my personal opinion on all this. I think that Raw is going to thrive because of the Cruiserweight division. I think that's what's going to help them rating-wise. I think Seth Rollins, if they make him champion, will benefit from this. If they decide to change the WWE title over to Raw instead of keeping it on SmackDown. I think
but let's be fair here. If, say, Seth Rollins does win the title at bragging rights, brings the title back to Raw.
You mean Battleground?
Does anyone really want to see a Seth Rollins Roman Reigns match at SummerSlam, or even worse, they do the whole rematch clause and we just get the same triple threat at SummerSlam?
No, it would be better if they just went ahead and had Roman Reigns turn into a heel dick. Fuck the redemption. Fuck the other crap.
Okay. Oh, by the way, since we're jumping back on the Roman Reigns hate train, what exactly is the whole article with Vince fed up with Reigns? Is it because of the whole drug deal, or he just feels that he's...
Here's the situation. One, he invested all of his time and efforts trying to get Roman Reigns over. All these things that were stated in this article, if Vince McMahon has that still, probably doesn't. But Vince McMahon invested a lot of time, effort, and money into getting Roman Reigns over, which we all know did not work out too well because we had the fucking main event of wrestling.
Yeah.
Did you get all that?
I got most of it. You kind of froze up in it. You kind of froze in a second there, so you might want to...
But did you hear what I was saying, or did you not?
Yeah, it's about Vince investing all that time and money, and the fans are just not buying into it.
Well, not just that. We sat through a 5-hour WrestleMania with the last hour of their match being the one to be booed from beginning to end between him and Triple H. So that's a bad deal in itself. Okay, so we got that. We got Roman Reigns then breaking the wellness policy on top of it. So why the fuck would Vince McMahon have any care in the world to want to have this guy go over at this point? He's got to be putting Roman Reigns through the mud. He's got to get Roman Reigns to earn the respect back that Vince McMahon had for him. And then at that point, get him back to where Vince McMahon wanted him to be. And just maybe that might get the fans behind Roman Reigns. But I doubt it, because most people probably could give a shit less what they do with Roman Reigns at this point.
Okay. Before you go into this, here's another breaking news. Eric Rowan is going to be drafted onto SmackDown. So they put Luke Harper on SmackDown. When he comes back, you still get the Wyatt family.
That works. That would work perfectly fine. Braun Strowman might wither away and fucking just disappear for all we care, because he absolutely fucking sucks.
So when Luke Harper comes back, if he goes on to SmackDown, you get the original 3 Wyatt family.
Yeah, and I would rather see that than the other crap that we've been seeing.
And then we get another NXT member, Mojo Riley. 1 second, I'll let you know what show he gets onto. Mojo Riley's getting drafted to SmackDown from NXT. Mojo Riley, an NXT wrestler.
Don't know who the fuck he is.
Well, since you don't watch it, then don't worry about it. You'll start watching it, seeing him on a weekly basis from now on, since you have a chance to watch SmackDown. Oh, there we go. All right, so I'll continue on. We'll continue on. So, like I said, the Wyatt family is possibly to be on SmackDown, so that's good news.
Okay. Well, my personal opinion is I think SmackDown was a pretty well done show. I think there was some moments where it was a little bit boring, but not as bad as fucking Monday Night Raw. I am going to give Raw an opportunity regardless of anything except for one. Why am I going to... I'm going to just say it. Fuck it. I don't care. If Roman Reigns is selected to win the WWE Championship back from Dean Ambrose in this triple threat match, I am not watching Raw until Roman Reigns is no longer champion.
It's a shame that Enzo and Cass got drafted to Raw, as Carmella just got drafted to SmackDown, so those 3 won't be together.
Carmella was the original with those 2, right?
Yeah,
on
so
NXT?
she just got drafted to SmackDown.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to sit through the entire prelim draft of Raw and SmackDown. We do thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the show with us. We will be back next Tuesday night to present to you WWE SmackDown review for July 26th, 2016. And we may even talk about Monday Night Raw and do a Raw SmackDown review for on Tuesday night next week.
And that's only if we're completely high and drunk and even considering that idea.
That is subject to change. There is a possibility that may not happen. It may happen. It all depends on if Roman Reigns can go suck Vince McMahon's cock hard enough to get the championship back from Dean Ambrose. But at this time, ladies and gentlemen, I do thank you very much for watching this video. You have a wonderful night, guys. Leave your comments and opinions down below and hit the subscribe button. I appreciate all the subscribers I have received, and I appreciate any future subscribers I receive from you guys. Thank you very much, and have a great night, guys. Bye.